thank you for tuning in. Today we have a very special video. We will do a visual comparison with interior and exterior of Mach-E versus Model Y. So of course these are the main competitors, that's direct competition. So Tesla Model Y came out with this SUV first, and then Mach-E followed. And if somebody's looking for Tesla, they're always gonna, not always, but very often, Mach-E is gonna be competition and vice versa. So in this video, we'll do the interior comparison, then we'll do the front, side, and back, and also we'll have a look at the trunk space as well, just to see how big it is and whatnot as well. So right now, let's check out the interior differences between Tesla and Mach-E. All right, I'm between two cars here, Tesla Model Y. Let's start with that. First of all, how to open the door. You push this in and pull this out, and this is how you open the door. No frame around door. Let's check out the Mach-E. Mach-E, you have this button right here. You push this button, and then you have this grab handle to open up, and you do have door frame around it. In that aspect, I guess, like, Tesla is a little bit cooler because it's more like a sports car and whatnot. Door panels, very simple design on a Model Y. On Mach-E, I guess there's a little bit more going on in terms of like buttons and everything else. So I think we're comparing apples to apples. Both are all-wheel drives. This one has premium upgrade package with sunroof and proper leather, and this one is a dual motor long-range Tesla. So we are comparing apples to apples here. So let's check out Tesla interior first. First thing that strikes, very minimalistic design. We have just one main screen right there, and then nice looking seats. Huge glass roof, so we do have this entire roof covering, like that. So it looks pretty good. So once we jump in, let's see what kind of first feelings we get. So very nice animation on the screen. You do have nice charging pads for your phone. Good amount of storage space. You have storage here. You can put your phones there, and you can put something in here as well. You also have, side storage for your bottles. Overall, very minimalistic view, but I really like this graphic on Model Y side of things. So looks very cool. Now let's jump into Mach-E. We'll see what kind of first feelings we get when we're there. So okay, we're in a Mach-E. Much busier interior in terms of the steering wheel design and everything else. You have one screen right here, gives you the information. You have the second large screen right here. So this one, same thing, good animation. It's not as clean of a design as it's on the Tesla, right? But a little bit different style. Obviously you have the shifters and everything else. And let's check out the sunroof size. Okay, sort of looks the same sunroof size, I think. Maybe that part right there, it just goes out with that fin design right there. On Tesla, you don't have these antenna fins. They came up with a little bit different solution there. So now let's check in and let's hop in the second row, and we'll have a look how it looks from the second row perspective. Okay, and now let's jump in a second row and have a look how it looks here. Good seats, good visibility in terms of how it feels for the sunroof right here, and the headroom is good. I'm 6'2" and I'm very comfy back here. So when it comes to the interior, now, cool thing about Tesla, there's no push to start buttons, no nothing. You're in the car and you go. So you can hook up either your phone with a key, or you have this card that you can tap. Most people just hook up their phone, and it it's been used as a key. So have driven both cars for weeks, and I have good insights on one and the other, and I really like this phone app with Tesla, this phone key with Tesla. The fact that you don't have the put in the drives or push to start to drive. You just jump in the vehicle and off you go, right? So that's a big plus for Tesla. Very minimalistic interior. Like we can see there's only this screen right there, and that's it, right? So very clean design. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't like it. They feel it's just maybe a little bit too plain, but overall the back seats, I'd say very comfy. Lots of headroom and a good size sunroof, or the glass roof. So now let's jump in on Mach-E. And again, just different ways how to open those doors, right? So this one you push, and then there's no grab handle here, which is not really convenient. Especially if your door is dirty, you'll get your hands dirty all the time. So what do we have here? Charger. Let's push it away. So, okay. I would say same amount of headroom, maybe a little bit less on the Mach-E. Like my head is just bumping here a little bit. So Model Y will have more headroom, and this glass sunroof, it just feels a little bit narrower here. So Model Y, you have a larger glass sunroof. And if we look at the front, so obviously we can see there's like push to start button. You have your gear dials right here. Tesla has the stalk by the steering wheel. By driving both cars, I gotta say I prefer by the steering wheel better than this shifting knob. Sometimes it's just not convenient to look at it shifted. I like that part a little bit better. And you know, the screen is very big, and you have the secondary screen, and you have a little bit more kind of like, you know, things going on here on the front panel. So in that regard, they're a little bit different. So okay, let's jump out. We checked out the interior now, and let's do the visual comparison. So we'll start with the front, then side, then rear view, and with the rear we're gonna compare trunk sizes as well. And there we go. Let's check out how they both look. The first thing that pops out, Tesla Model Y is a little bit higher in terms of size. So I would say I felt that when I was sitting in the second row, more headroom in the second row. As we move further down, we can see the window line is the same, where the mirrors meet is the same, and it's just how they design. So this one here, it looks, Mach-E looks a little bit sort of like, you know, beefier looks, bigger looks. Tesla is more like sleeker front. So also, like, you know, there's a little bit of front space there. There's nothing for Mach-E. So you have you know, more trunk space and front space for Tesla compared to Mach-E. And we can also see design-wise, Tesla just gives you this impression of cleaner looks, right? So there's not much sort of going on the Mach-E. There's lower bumper, like there's this grille around here, the lights, so, and then the hood, right? So you have this, like, you know, obviously they go after the Mustang. They want to look a little bit sportier and whatnot as well. So these are the differences. So Mach-E, I don't know if it's just visually or it's a little bit wider, but it just looks a little bit wider. Tesla Model Y is higher for sure. I felt that myself as well. So right now let's do the side comparison, and then we'll move on to the back and trunk. And let's check out the side comparison right now. So we have Model Y, we have Mach-E right here. We can see how very similar design line actually. If we look at here, how this design line goes like this. On the Mach-E, it's very, very simple, but it just goes sharper down and a longer line seemingly. So even like this part where the small window is, very, very similar. So I've never looked at them like this, but you know, this part right here is extremely similar to Mach-E to Tesla. So it's just a little bit more squished like this. And if we look at the cars, Mach-E is just lower, right? So, and we do have a lot of like these kind of like shapes going on Mach-E. I'd say probably from this angle, Mach-E looks sportier than Tesla Model Y, but I'm actually surprised to see how similar they are in terms of the design itself. And then the charging point difference is there too, right? So Mach-E, you charge there, Tesla on the back. So, but yeah, this is how they look from the side. I gotta say, probably from this perspective, Mach-E looks a little bit better in terms of like, you know, the shape and everything else, and how the roof is looking on this particular. But I think Ford has copied here this part quite a bit, right? And a Tesla, of course, more headroom in the back. I could feel that when I sat there, and we can see why now. Like it's bigger in this way, right? We can see how Ford's part rear is a little bit squished right here. So overall, both are great looking vehicles. Now let's check out the back differences. And here's the back design for both cars, and I gotta say, pretty big difference in terms of how they look. This here, the Mach-E, looks more like a hatchback type of thing. This one here is full-on SUV looks, and we can see how, if we go like top down, even how the roof line is different. So such a big difference in terms of how they look. So if from the front, Mach-E looked like maybe bigger than Model Y, then the back is a completely different story. So this looks small compared to Model Y, and it's not just camera angle or anything like that. It actually looks like that. We can see from the top down how Tesla has this one kind of, you know, design with design flow with roof moves then to rear windows, and then the Mach-E, you have this spoiler there as well. And then as you go down, we can see this part right here is so big for the Model Y. It's a smaller one for Mach-E. So very big design difference and how they went after it, one compared to the other. And we can see this part right here, way different. Design is way busier with Mach-E compared to Tesla Model Y. Now let's check out the trunk space. Okay, good amount of trunk space. We have extra storage right here. We can go this, and this one, by the way, is a 7-seater. You do have 7-seat option for Tesla Model Y, so we can fold it down, and then you have, you know, proper trunk space. So nothing beats really this car in terms of trunk space. Now let's have a look. What about Mach-E? Okay, Mach-E does not come as a 7-seater. You only have 5-seater, and underneath we have just this what is it, spare tire thing? Well, I guess it's inflator, not even spare tire. So there's no real storage there, just that. And then here, this part feels much bigger, plus you have this storage part right there. So in that regard, Tesla is way bigger than the Mach-E. Not too many people care about extra trunk space, but if you're one of them, Tesla is a better choice in that regard. So there we go. We just checked out both two big competitors, Tesla Model Y and Mach-E, Ford Mach-E, both great SUVs, fully electric. Leave a comment which one you like better. Both are great choices. I like them both. Thank you so much for watching. See you next videos.